Hey Fish Fam, this is Nikachu Merfolk Master, and the thing I'm hearing every single day, how would you play Merfolk in Historic, Nikachu? How would you play Merfolk in Historic? How would you play Merfolk in Historic? How would you play Merfolk in Historic? Well, we're gonna see that today. We got Simic Merfolk in the only format that we can play Merfolk online, Historic. But before we get into that, we're going to thank our sponsors, starting off with the manabase.com. And with Commander, Standard, Arena content, Modern, and more, the Manabase is your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And the MTG Mastermind, the coaching program to take your game to the next level. Get ahead in Standard and Limited at Magic the Gathering by getting feedback from those who win Grand Prix and play on the Players Tour at the MTG Mastermind. So, yeah, there's... I haven't played the format at all. Okay, I've played like one match, so I got that under my belt. But I don't have a whole lot of experience in Historic. In the blind, I'm going to play 23 lands, which I think is enough to cast our spells on curve without, how do I put it? Without having to flood out too much. We're gonna play with. I'm only gonna be playing best of one in this league, so or whatever on this ladder. We're gonna start off with our Benthic Biomancers. We have 4 of them, 4 Kamena Speakers. So we got our aggro starts, and it can curve into things like Merfolk Mistbinder into Mararejiri. So now, with that in mind, I want to have a little bit more interaction at 1 mana. That's why we are running Spell Pierce. So I'm hoping Spell Pierce is what's going to be able to keep us interacting with our opponent very cheaply. And I think it's very safe to have something like 11 spells that you can play at 1 mana. Well, what else are we running at the 2-drop slot? Well, we got Silvergill Adept, which is pretty much a staple in Merfolk, period, no matter what you're playing. And like no matter what format you're playing it in. And Merfolk Trickster, just a really good way of holding up mana at end of turn, and then deciding what to tap down to help clear the way for our creatures. We also, one of the reasons that this deck is a deck is because of Mararejiri. So we've got another Lord that will it's not only just a Lord, so it's a Lord and it also helps us get through our damage. That was traditionally a problem that we had with the old Merfolk decks in Standard. Like, okay, we can get some amount of power on the battlefield, but how do we push through the damage? Rejiri is going to help us do that. We cast creatures, tap down our opponent's largest blockers, and then get in that damage. Brazen Borrower, why not? You know, we have more evasion, have a 3/1 creature in the air, and also another way of interacting with our opponent's spells thanks to the Petty Theft. I think this is a great card in this deck. So what am I opting for? I'm opting for Brineborn's Cutthroat. I'm hoping this synergizes really well with Merfolk Trickster and also with Mararejiri. Oh, and also Brazen Borrower. But with Mararejiri, we're able to flash this in and then tap something down, like particularly a land. And that could be very useful, but it's just a way of, at instant speed, interacting with our opponent's creatures. So I'm going to try with Brineborn Cutthroat. I don't know if it's going to be great. I'm hoping it's going to be good. We're going to play with Brineborn Cutthroat. Now, one of my last cards I'm going to play in this deck is Repudiate and Replicate. I think Repudiate has some like hidden synergy between countering activated or triggered abilities, but I really so there's some good niche stuff that's going to come up with Repudiate, but I really like the Replicate part. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. So if I need more evasion in the air, copy Brazen Borrower. If I need another Lord, copy Mararejiri or Merfolk Mistbinder. Do I need to draw cards while putting stuff on the battlefield? Copy Silvergill Adept. So I think I really like the Replicate part of this card. In the past, I've played with like 4. I think this card is actually really good in the deck. I would like to squeeze in more, but I just can't. And if I could play Mutavault, I would, but can't do that either. So just a note on some cards. I'm not playing with Deep Root Elite. I think that card is weak. I think it's slow. I think it's clunky. I think it requires us to sort of play our hand face up for our opponent. I don't like that card. I'm not playing it. 2 other cards, very important to mention. Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka. That could be played in this deck. Maybe it's better than Repudiate and Replicate. Maybe that's possible. Maybe it's better than Brineborn Cutthroat. Maybe it's better than the 3rd Spell Pierce. I'm not too sure. I just want to play this list and then, take it from there for the future. So that's possible, but I'm just not running it today. And another thing about Uro, could you play Uro? Probably. Like maybe that card is so strong that anyone should be playing it if they're in the Simic colors. Maybe that should be played over Repudiate or Replicate. So basically, I want to feel out this deck, and if there's any particular weak links in the 75 in best of one, I would take them out and then maybe replace them with Kumanda Tyrant of Erazga or Uro, or maybe a combination of both. But the thing is, I definitely need to have a density of Merfolk, like with Silver Gill Adepta and the Lords, to make use of them. So I can't just willy nilly put Uros in here. I'm already playing with Brazen Borrower, which goes down on our Merfolk count. All right, I hope you like the deck tech. I hope you like the reasoning for the land choices. Oh, maybe just I have about 11 cards that can cast Kamena Speaker on turn 1. And I think I have enough blue sources that I have double blue by turn 3 or turn 2. Definitely. Like even with Unclaimed Territory, I think I'll have double blue by turn 3 with Brazen Borrower. 11, 19. Yeah, 19 is going to be enough. More than enough. Usually you need to get 18. I think it's 18. Maybe it's 17. It's 18. It's 18. All right, with that, let's get into start playing some Magic. Let's turn the volume up here. I love the music. We got good music. I have not played this in a hell of a long time. We'll play for about an hour-ish. Hopefully it's not too laggy. Oh, I didn't check the new avatar. I wonder if they have new avatars. Do they have Tamio yet? I can hear that I drew my hand, but I don't see my hand. Sounds trash. Or is it? Poem goes first. Ah! If our opponent has no removal, but like what's the odds of that happening? I'm gonna keep and see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see what happens. It requires us to top deck some Lords, but when this thing mono white aggro. Well, that's already a really terrible draw. Is there anything I can do to help the lag problem? Probably not. I'm not going to block, because as it stands, I don't have many threats. First strike, so I can't even attack into this thing. Or can I? Okay, so I can play Hinterland Harbor here, play out 2 Kamena Speakers. Maybe I'm going to turn the volume down, because we can't hear a damn thing that I'm doing. Because +1/+1, as long as any player controls a black permanent. Like, I sort of like our hand. I mean, well, I don't like our hand. we definitely need at least one Lord. We would put a +1/+1 counter on this thing, so I'm just not going to block. I'm just going to attempt to race. So we're at 14. We can deal 4 back. They definitely have to have some sort of removal. Chosen creature gets indestructible until the end of turn. Looks like it's the Knight of Grace that they're trying to protect. So we'll just attack with everything. I'm assuming they have a removal spell for a Kamena Speaker or something. Nope, nothing. Alright. So maybe we have a chance. So we're just going to end the turn. So you're telling me I got a chance? Create 2 white soldier creature tokens until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and haste. That's not... or is it lethal? Better tap something down. So I'll tell you what my plan is. My plan is they attack with everything. We don't block anything. Do you get another attack step or something? Till end of turn creatures you control. Okay, that's fine. No blocks. This is like our only chance of winning, and then we just top deck like Mara Rejury or a Lord, and then kill them. There it is! Oh! Play to your outs and get rewarded. Play to your outs. Boom! Excellent. Okay, we're in bronze. This is Super Ponyland. Alright, let's do that again. Let's do that again. Why not? I got some experience. No, believe it or not, I've had a lot more experience than that. So deck already turning out. I don't think we should have won that one, but... I mean, if that was the only thing left in their hand, maybe they had just nothing left to do. We're up against Lucas. I'm Nikachu. Nice to meet you. We can go turn 1, Biomancer. Ooh, these Repudiates are not very good if we don't have a good payoff. Our opponent goes first again. I have not seen the play in a long time. I think we could do a little bit better. Because we have nothing good to copy. And we don't have a good turn 2 play either, so I'm going to mulligan. This will do. We'll keep this. Put an island on the bottom. What, do I have to drag it? We can like petty theft something on turn 2. Oh, we're up against another aggro-ish deck. Pellet Collector. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, that creature's power is greater. As long as Pellet Collector has 3 or more counter, whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, if that creature... Do they have something they can play at flash speed? I feel like I'm walking into something here. If it's a pump spell, that's fine. If it's a flash creature, I'm screwed. Elves. I mean, I can turn this around. That's great. That's going to combine very well with our Rajiri. So we'll play Silvergill Adapt. They played their Silvergill Adapt. We're going to play our Silvergill Adapt. Ugh. I clearly cannot cast for 5 mana. That's good too. I have no idea what these cards do. So whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Marwyn the Nurturer, and also add an amount of green mana to Marwyn's power. So it's like a champion of the parish that can then add a lot of mana. Alright, bring it on, Marwyn. I have a few options here. I don't actually need to... Maybe I don't have as many options as I think. Okay, I think I'm just going to play Rajiri, and if they have a big turn next turn, I think that's going to be okay because we're going to have a big turn ourselves. Like, we can go Merfolk Mistbinder, untap a land, Commander Speaker, untap a land, Petty Theft something. Okay, that's interesting. So that's going to pump up the Marwyn. Is this another Lord? Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1. Create a green 1/1 elf warrior token. And I believe the searches put onto the battlefield. That's not good. Okay, do we go off? I think we go off. So what I can do is I can replicate the Rajiri, play Commander Speaker, untap 2 lands, basically untop the board. But then I don't have the Repudiate for Elvish Clan Caller, but maybe I don't need it. Okay. It's me fighting the rope. So the problem is, like, it's only getting laggy because I'm trying to stream it at the same time. I don't know how to, like, optimize this. And we're gonna untap our lands because we need Petty Theft available to, like, bounce one of the lords. And now we'll just attack with everything. What does this thing do? Create a elf warrior creature token? It's not a big deal. Let's Petty Theft this thing. I think. I hope this is good. I hope this works. Like, maybe the correct thing is to Petty Theft the Marwyn. Okay, Clan Caller returns. Marwyn gets bigger. Ooh. This unfortunately is not going to cast a Merfolk. So what can I do? Like, counter an activated ability of this? Could copy Silvergill Adept. I could copy a Lord. Attack with everything. They have to, like, I think they gotta, like, chump block with their team. But they would also trade with my team. And I would get in probably 6 damage. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that. Actually, this is probably gonna work out, because everything will be a 5/5 creature. That's why I like this card. I like this card. I mean, you want more lords in your deck, you just play with Replicate and Repudiate. So they gotta chump block everything. But they can, no, yeah, it will wipe my board, because they can chump block with the 7/7 creature. I hope I know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. Another one of these stupid things. Okay, they go to 2. I have a Brazen Borrower in hand. Or is it in hand, or is it... I think it's exiled. Elvish Clan Caller. Well, I actually ended up oh yeah, I have the Rajiri because I, like, made one. Okay, that's a problem, because I can't attack into that. But I've got at least one turn of chump blocking. Like, nothing has trample, right? And I'm still at a fresh 20 life. That's a poopy card. Not a big deal. Okay, we're just gonna pass. No attacks. Just gotta hope that Brazen Borrower is enough. Like, they can do a lot of stuff, but, like... They need trample, is what they need. Like, none of this matters unless they have trample. Imperious Perfect is not going to do it. It's funny, they're trying to do what we're doing. It's just not as good. And they know we've got the Brazen Borrower. Do they have anything with reach? No reach. Is this elf naked? Or is this... I think this elf is naked. Pass? Okay, you block the giant thing. What is this? 4, 8, 13, 16? It doesn't matter. I have declared I am blocking the big thing, and you know I'm going to play a Brazen Borrower at end of turn. Alright, we're moving up. We're moving up fast. Another victory. Ranking up to Ponyland Tier 3. Ponyland Tier 3, people. We gotta get out of Ponyland. I got a booster. I don't need it. I already have my deck. Although I have to say, I have no I have no rares. I have plenty of mythics. I do need rares to get that Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka. Is that rare? I think it's rare. Actually, wait a minute. No, I should have Kumena already, so I don't need any rares. I have plenty of mythics. I can buy Uro for days. I hope everyone's excited about my build of Merfolk. It sounds good. Yeah, we can definitely keep this. Turn 1 Biomancer, turn 2 Silvergill Adept, Merfolk Mistbinder. I'd like to start off with Kumena Speaker, but Hinterland Harbor comes into play tapped. Mind Stone. I feel like I'm up against red-green Eldrazi. Okay, you know what? It's probably just best to play Silvergill Adept. I guess I'll show Kumena Speaker. Even though I will play a Lord next turn. I don't want them to know that the Lord is on the way. So what does this deck do? Like ramp into Karn the Great Creator? Rekindling Phoenix is a bit annoying. So when the time is right, I mean, I can like repudiate the egg thing. But anyway, the time is not right. So we'll play a Merfolk Mistbinder, followed by Commander Speaker, and this pass. And I guess no attacks for now. Whenever... What is this? Whenever it's dealt damage, draw a card. Well, that's not good. I don't want that to happen. How can I deal like the most damage possible here? Don't think it's possible. I'm just gonna hold up like Brineborn Cutthroat. I can do a lot of damage, actually. I mean, I can like attack for 7 and then maybe lethal by next turn. Even if they draw a card, who cares? Because I can like I can replicate one of the lords afterwards. Let's go for it. Let's put ourselves in a position to win the game the following turn. So they eat... Oh, they're not... They're gonna, like, give me a little bit more life here? Sure, okay. Or they're gonna let me deal, like, 1 more point of damage than necessary? Hopefully that's not a mistake. I still have Repudiate up if I need to. Repudiate is tricky. It's very tricky. They don't see it coming, that's for sure. Well, something's gonna get targeted. Or either that or they're looking at the stuff. Okay. Attack for 4 is successful. Suddenly they are very concerned about what's going on in the ground. Deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Useless. Activate this ability only if it has a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, resolves. Although that ability is very expensive. They gain a life. Congratulations. I think they're dead. They're like dead, right? We like replicate one of the Merfolk Mistbinders. We have way more than enough down. Oh, we could also win with like Mare Regery and tap one of the creatures down. Let's do that. But we had the win anyway. We did have the win anyway. This is just a little bit better because we get the Lord on the battlefield and we tap down one of the creatures. Take action. Haha! Boom, 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 boom. Spack, back, 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 back. Behold Merfolk! The power of Simic Merfolk. We're cutting through Ponyland like a knife through butter. I hope people are gaining respect for Replicate and Repudiate. I think that's a... Like, I see a lot of people's historic lists. I think that card is super underrated. But, I don't play Historic, so I don't know for sure. And again, we're in Ponyland, so, like, maybe things are going to change as we, like, move up higher and higher through the ladder. Maybe eventually we're... Replicate and Repudiate isn't going to work so well. I know it's really laggy, but fortunately it's like barely playable. It's at least playable. We can keep this. We have a good curve. Oh, it's dark and mysterious. I feel like I'm up against a control deck. Don't you know? Can't you just feel it? Don't you feel like Arena is just trying to give you a little bit of a signal? Trying to give you a hint? You know, you're up against a control deck now. You see? You see? Knew it. That card might not be too bad in this deck. Search for his Kanta. Okay, so what do I want to do? Is there a Supreme Verdict? I guess not. So we just want to get some creatures in play. Okay, I'll show them the Lord that I may or may not cast. And this is where Brineborn Cutthroat is going to start earning its keep in the deck. Ooh, Brazen Borrower too. Nice. Okay, I'm expecting this is going to be tough. You know, Teferi Time Reveler, like even if it like comes into play, bounces something, I have to waste a turn killing it. What is this? Elspeth's Son's Nemesis? Look at that, fancy Teferi. Just creating the 2 white human creature tokens is very frustrating looking. Well, fortunately, I can still dump my hand. Okay, we're going to attack Teferi, kill Teferi. This is Jeskai. Ooh. So there's like 3 mana sweepers. This hand needs Spell Pierce really bad. Without Spell Pierce, it's like really hard to deal with these stupid planeswalkers. Okay, so nothing happened. I guess we're going to activate the Benthic Biomancer. Oh, we got a lot of lands in hand. We can get rid of Unclaimed Territory. Can someone help me? Someone tell me what the sweeper is in this deck. I don't know. Is it that Deafening Clarion card? Anyway, we're going to end the turn. This is difficult. Three mana do nothing. Maybe now they have a sweeper that they want to play. Now they can get a 3-for-1. Narset, Parter of Veils. That can resolve. Because I can't do anything about it. Justice Strike. Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. That's fine. Okay, we'll play Brineborn Cutthroat at end of turn. And they do have removal. I think I'm just going to play the Rajiri into the Merfolk Mistbinder. They kill Rajiri. Merfolk Mistbinder resolves. I kill Narset. I deal 9 damage. It's quite a bit of damage. And like these things don't get played at instant speed anyway. Guess target my own permanent, even though it doesn't represent anything. Okay, here's the million-dollar question. Do I go after Narset or do I attack our opponent? Putting them down to 3 is useful. How many cards are in the graveyard for the search for Azcanta? There's a lot. Oh no, 7 or more cards. They're still away from that. So if I kill Narset, they don't activate. It's tough. It really is tough. But I'll get rid of the... I guess I'll get rid of the Narset and hope that everything that's in play is good enough to win anyway. They still need, like, a sweeper. I guess if they find it, we're dead. Well, they put a Lava Coil in the graveyard, so that's gotta be good. This is a lot of mana. Teferi's useless. They say good game! They just play a Narset. Just to show off that they've got Narsets for days. Oh, did they find each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures? They found the card that they were looking for. All attack our opponents. That was a nice, clean, skillful victory by me, if I do say so myself. So, that's going to be it for today. That's all the time I have to play Historic right now. But you know what? I guess we could do this basically once a week. It's not too bad. It's not too hard. And as we climb up the ladder, we can see which matchups... Like, we're going to find out the cracks in this deck. As it is, I think the deck looks very good for bronze for the for the Ponyland levels. But as we move up, maybe it's going to get tougher, and we have to make some adjustments. But I think if you're just diving into Historic, and you're definitely at like Bronze Tier 4, Bronze Tier 3, play this list. It's definitely, I think it's definitely solid. It's got a lot of things working for it. I don't know how Best of 3 needs to be played. That's a totally different ball game. I have not played Historic. That's why we're just jumping into Best of 1. Because in Best of 3, like, I can put a lot more Spell Pierces into the sideboard. Don't ask me what to put in the sideboard. I have no damn clue what to put in the sideboard. I have no idea. Maybe that's where we put Uro and stuff like that. But that's our match for that's all the matches we have for this week. We're gonna thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also gonna thank themetabase.com and the MTG Mastermind for being our sponsors. This has been Nikachu playing Merfolk in Historic.